like it too. Beautiful footwork that time too.
Mark McGuire used to say that's the tripod stance.
Tripod.
Mitchell.
You saw they playing Mitchell. They playing backups off of him. He's trying to take away his drive, Gus.
Fadeaway jump shot. And Jizzle James gets Williams driving. Tries to push off, dip under. Not this time. Alvin Zella has checked in for Cincinnati. He wears number 65, big guy. Meanwhile, on a switch, step back moon ball. Mitchell the other way, 9 rebounds. Close to double-double for Dylan Mitchell. Jizzle. If mama only give me a grand, day. Jizzle James tracks it down. Drive. Left hand. Reverse goes down.
You're not quite on a 12-day contract in the NBA. That's what that means. Well, the Tim Paul. 1 bucket in the last 4.5. Nice scoop to the hoop that time. Thomas. Gunn launches again. Not shy. No. Right now, Gunn is shooting some blanks. James, nylon. Will trigger it in. Let's see if Thomas, Mayday, and company can get it going. Mitchell has certainly been very active. And there's Jick. There he is. The two his team was going to get. He knew this Cincinnati team was built for success. As we mentioned earlier, got as high as number 14 in the country.
Good layup that we've taught since 4th grade.
Just slap forward, right?
Exactly. Not that I ever slapped it.
Well, maybe. Love it. James inside, left-handed scoop will go.
They do a great job, the two presidents, Jefferson and Jackson, of sealing their man so they can't come over and help. Really good at that.
James answers with...
And he's got confidence. Big time.
James jumper. Got it. Cincinnati team. Momcilovic. And that one rattled out. Cincinnati the other way. Looking to chip away at a 9-point deficit. Bandego. And that jumper will go for Jizzle here from T-Mobile Center. We're inside there, that building that you just showed.
It is a great building, and even for a second-round game, we've got a great crowd here this afternoon.
Look at that note. The only time a non-top 4 seed won was Iowa State in 2019. Iowa State has won 5 of the last 10 Big 12 tournaments. Jizzle able to take it away. Day Thomas. James is there. The rebound and the putback.
1-2 for Keller. Bearcats have turned it over on their first 2 possessions. Cross court, open look. Jizzle.
Yeah, good break for Oklahoma State because they were going nowhere after the Usman turnover. They got it right back.
From that left side.
Talked about today the importance of rebounding and really taking advantage of at UCF. Minus 24, James. And so tonight certainly gets a bigger Cincinnati team. They've got to rebound well.
That last basket from Tom.
Matched up late right there. Good job of Brantley again. And after some movement, if that defense to move, doesn't matter what they're in, look to attack off the bounce.
Jizzle James from the top, and he nails it.
The Tar Heels as well. Maybe an SEC team in there or 2 because of the number of quad 1 and quad 2 games played. There he goes. That's
Oklahoma State run. They've made 9 of their last 10. Cowboys are perfect from distance, 5 for 5. The answer from James. One of just a handful of 7-footers in this Big 12 conference. And the rebound pulled down by Bandego.
Yeah, much better last couple minutes from Cincinnati.
Pull up James, buckets. That's better because Oklahoma State is shooting less than 40% to start this second half. 5 of 14.
And they've got Steve Lutz has Abu Usman out of there, probably trying to get to that under, get him a rest, get to the other 12, but no, he's not going to wait. Sends him to the bench right now.
From the deep corner to the other side of the floor.
Jizzle James, at the free throw circle. Offensive rebound. James will get another crack at it. This time goes to the rim and finishes.
Most likely will not help you. They can only hurt you if you lose. But see, it's right there for Cincinnati as loose with the ball.
Cincinnati just 4 for 14 from the floor here in the second half, and it's a 3.5-minute drought for their offense right now. Jizzle flips it up with the left hand. Soft touch.
Smart offense by McDaniel. Just using Gasson in the middle of the floor as a little two-man game. They flooded the other side of the court, and just he was able to operate pretty freely.
Limping as he goes up and down the floor. Here's Jizzle James working on C.J. Jones. Hesitates midair.
Handle turnover back the other way. Thomas in transition, and that one's blocked but followed.
In the first half also. Took him out a little bit because he wasn't playing hard in the beginning. Then he picked up his second foul.
That's his first basket. Makes it a 9-point game here early second half.
Keep Day-Day and Jizzle in the middle of the floor where they can't double team.
Jizzle, nice crossover against Uzan, and he buried it. That's his
defending, rebounding. That comes from Kelvin Sampson every day. He's got to live it, breathe it every day.
Lukosius, they tried to work him free for a 3 out of that timeout. They got a 2 on the baseline from Jizzle James.
You can get blown out playing the way they're playing, and I respect that because you're going for the win.
James all the way to the baseline and got it off the window. Great 1,000+ points. Only been 4 guys to do that here. All big names that you would know. At that time, can't get the offensive board.
Good transition. Dylan Mitchell had him in the paint.
How quick is he?
Dylan Mitchell's screen teams. They showed him, did they?
Loose
wow,
ball.
they're struggling with these double teams.
Thomas ahead to James, and James with a flush. Pryor, who won a national championship as a freshman at Baylor. He could be one of the rarities, win a national championship 2 different places. He hopes so. As James rolls one in.
Hey, son, don't get caught back by half court. That's why they're turning the ball over. But they're going to win a championship. And, man, these people got to know what a special thing they have here in Kelvin Sampson, his family.
Performance in a must-have win against TCU.
He's played exceptionally well, and they have been looking for production from that 3 spot. When you look at Lukosius, Skilling sometimes gets in there, but Josh Reed has been giving Wes Miller production from that spot.
We do expect Lukosius to play tonight, coming off the bench after missing the last 2 games with his shoulder. Under 10 to shoot. James, a step back. That's a 3. Who snapped their 3.5-year win streak in the SEC earlier on this season. Here is Day-Day Thomas. Mitchell, extra pass. Oh, yeah! Jizzle James.
Those are just plays that cannot happen, especially when you do not have a deep rotation.
They have been playing 7 or 8. With the 8th getting very little minutes. James' first 3 in there, and of course the Big 12 sprinkled in as well. Texas Tech and Houston have played a couple of thrillers this season in the Big 12. And how about Houston? Another share of a conference championship. That's now 4 years in a row.
They just understand how to win. I mean, those are a bunch of veteran guys who, no matter where they are, no matter what the time and score of the game is, they
minutes left in the first half.
And the offense is so much more fluid. You see that time, swing it, get it to the opposite side, drive the closeout, get into the paint, good things happen.
Thomas trying to shake loose. James with 5. Oh, that's a nifty fadeaway by Jizzle James.
Dylan Mitchell, his offensive pursuit, his second jump is just so elite.
Oh, yeah, Jizzle James from
of his energy and his effort. Every single time he steps on the court, you know what you are going to get out this young man.
And there's another one he tried to erase. Punch to take the 3. 3 minutes now until the half. From the corner. Good. Jizzle James. Here's Reynolds hanging. Tried to use the glass. Nope. Tip is no good. Day Thomas coming away with it. James used that body off the glass. Went right into the defense. Get him going. That we feed off of his energy.
Because it's infectious. You can tell anything that TCU does, whether it's dancing before the game, after the game, they feed off of that young man.
James. Hey. Jizzle with the sizzle. Loose ball. Here's Jizzle James. Lays it in.
Your aggression, especially now with you having 6 fouls, and the next one, you're putting Cincinnati on the line.
Here's Jizzle James. Oh, uses that body. Goodness. David punch. Oh, my goodness. In the face of Bandago. 18 for the freshman.
Well, that's one way to finish.
Under a minute. Bearcats. 10-4 here at home. And now 50 seconds away from the 3rd straight win here at Fifth Third Bank Arena.
He is. Darren had a great run at Drake and Des Moines, and Tucker was his outstanding player. Tucker will be back next year. The good news there is they don't have to give him any NIL money.
He can share some of his dad's contract. So here's James. Quiet so far in the first 7+ minutes. Not so quiet on that touch.
This season is that backdoor cut from the corner. Really nicely done.
6-point lead for West Virginia. Here's James. 2 for 2. Back-to-back buckets. Now he gets doubled.
Gotta shoot it.
Skip pass, Powell. And the freshman off the mark.
Javon Small does not need a ball screen tonight if there's a bigger guy guarding him like Reed.
Here's James. He is a master in the mid-range, Fran.
I'm telling you, let's tell people it's a hostage dribble, because once the defender gets behind the man with the ball just keeps you, he holds you hostage. You can't get back in front. Very good, Mr. Hollenberg.
It's only taken me 10 years.
No, less than that.
How about that? Jizzle James from the Auburn, Alabama, Florida, all projected 1 seeds by Joey.
You look at Florida with the Walter Clayton Jr., who's an All-American. Yeah. Wade Taylor IV, another senior. It's going to be a very interesting NCAA tournament, because it's a now or never situation, at least momentarily, for Auburn and Alabama. They're so good.
James takes it himself.
He's a bull. Hansberry, Sincere Harris connection to these two guys.
West Virginia on a 9-0 run. They have themselves a 2-point lead. Now 3 with that second free throw. James. It's winning time.
Big time, big time.
It's a big name. His teams will only leave him. Only 2 of 14 from 3, and their last 3 coming in. But he is certainly a capable shooter from there.
9-4 Cyclones. Pull-up jumper, Jizzle James.
Going right at the body of Aziz Bandaogo. I mean, that's a lot of meat on Deshaun Jackson.
Open at the arc. Jizzle James strokes the 3.
Aziz Bandaogo. I mean, that's a lot of meat on Deshaun Jackson.
Open at the arc. Jizzle James strokes the 3.
The wrong guy was ending up with the ball to have to create or take a shot. And now you've got it much more in the hands of James and Thomas.
Step back by Jizzle James. They leave Momcilovic open. Way off of the 3. The rebound, Tyler Betsy. And Cincinnati looking to attack. Jizzle James, transition 3. Jizzle James, who leads Cincinnati in assists on the year. And the tweak that Wes Miller made with the starting lineup recently. Out of the trap. Ball was deflected. That's why the Bearcats could go into the backcourt together. Cincinnati winning 3 straight, and Day Thomas inserted into the starting lineup for Cincinnati. And the pull-up jumper, Jizzle. Step back from Jizzle James. Ooh. You think he's feeling it?
Pushing it down the throat of the defense.
Now he's posting up, poked away by Dylan Mitchell. Jizzle James weaves his way up the floor, and James a reverse lay-in. And he knocks the...
You can get those guys to stay in your program for multiple years. You have seen how comfortable Curtis Jones and Keyshawn Gilbert are this season.
He's embraced the role of coming off the bench. 16-5 surge for the Cyclones. The step back, Jizzle James. Number 10, Iowa State, up 9. The flyby, Jizzle James.
And that was not caused by anything except self-inflicted. And Utah had 19 turnovers in the first game. They won in Salt Lake, but need to take better care of the ball.
Jizzle 5-7 overall, first year in the conference, and he's still adjusting to things, figuring out what kind of personnel, coach, wins in the Big 12.
Well, clearly the Pac-12 is a great conference, but it's different. The Big 12 is different. The style of play is much different. It's faster, it's more aggressive, it's more physical.
Jizzle just inside the arc, and boy, is he feeling it. He was out here coaching 10. Go inside to the big 7-footer, Lawson Lovering, and it's another turnover. That is number 4 on Utah. Cincinnati, coach, what are the keys to the game?
Well, you must continue the energy and confidence. The last 2 games, they've been super on the offensive side of the ball. And then handle the size. Utah is very big and strong and beat them back.
Covering up the court, and Asar gets the assist, and Utah takes the lead, the first lead of the game for the Utes.
Boy, Lovering's really doing a nice job of just rim running. And off the glass, Utah secures the rebound, and he's gone.
Jizzle James gets Cincinnati attributed to him. They switched it to Sharv jumps. As you see the duo of Asar and Lovering and the damage they've done here today. Jizzle James double figures here.
You've seen that little lob play a little bit too much. You gotta read the defense before you release it.
9 turnovers on Utah. Excuse me, that's 6 turnovers. My apologies. James crossover beats the big 7-footer.
That at Syracuse, 3s beat 2s every time, and Utah starting to answer from the 3.
Remedial math not required for broadcasting. Jizzle James.
Good job on defense. Well, he's 6'10", James 6'3", but he stayed with the play.
1-point advantage for the Utes. Jizzle Finds an angle, finds a three. 18 points.
And speed and energy makes you speed up your comments because he puts his foot on the pedal, and when he does that, Utah can be very good.
22 points. He's gone over 20 for now the 7th time this season. One-man wrecking crew. 6 of 10 from 3 for Gabe Madsen. Now Jizzle. Mismatch. And he makes Utah pay. And the big man, Keon. Coach, Utah not out of this game by any means. Madsen, step back for 3. Nearing the midway point of our second half. James, crossover, beats Gabe Madsen, and goes to the rim to finish.
Ups it up for Caton, a nice touch from the big man inside.
I talked about it last time these two teams matched up. How you guard, how you close out against BYU on the shooters is very, very important.
Jizzle James spotting up in the NIT. He's come off the bench for the majority of the season, but has had 10, 20, and already off to a good start today with 4 over the last 3 games. Cincinnati 3 turnovers, but they've only missed 1 shot. That continues. Jizzle James.
But Baker is more than capable. There's a great job driving closeouts, but right there, the past 2 possessions, you see his ability to knock it down from deep.
Yeah, just under 40% for the season. One of the best 3-point shooting teams in the conference. There's Jizzle James.
Clean look because BYU is way too good when Cincinnati usually drops their bigs, which call it like a short. I done forgot my word.
I don't have it for you. You know I don't have it.
I completely forgot my word right there, Chucky. I was on the roll, too.
Cincinnati has forced 6 turnovers. James. Oh, wow. Jizzle James again.
Blocking the shot, going for the block attempt as opposed to a tic-tac foul like that.
Richie Saunders pretty quietly has 9 points to lead the way for BYU.
And this is something that BYU will do. They'll get into a 2-3. They'll start the possession in 2-3, then morph it into a man.
Good hands by Josh Reed. Back out for Jizzle James. Step back on Saunders. James, another.
But both of those bigs are the 2 best bigs offensively for their teams, and they're the only bigs that they have that can really score down low one-on-one.
Skillings to Page. Out for Jizzle James. Another one for James. A career.
So this is one of those scenarios in which Coach Kevin Young is just looking for answers. He's throwing people in the game that can just give him something because their typical rotation is not getting it done. They are not producing the way that they typically do. So now you're going deep into your bench to see if anybody can give you the answer that you need.
The officiating crew did look at that basket interference on Fousseyni Traore and confirmed that it was indeed interference, so no bucket earlier. James. Day Thomas has 15. Jizzle James has 19. Here's Thomas, 6 to shoot. Corner 3, James. Got it! Jizzle. Taking it in stride and become a great offensive leader for the Cougars. 15 points leads BYU tonight. But a lot of work to be done in the final 4 minutes if they want to come back. Jizzle. That was really
an end. Coaches, you see the quick closeouts in transition by UCF as soon as he gets it.
Well, you have to. You have to treat Lukosius as a 50% three-point shooter because he's capable of being an excellent with the shot clock. You can be in semi-transition, bring it up for 1 second. We've seen quick pick-and-roll action from both teams.
Frederick the drive, kicks it over to James. James with 8 to shoot, gets the angle and some beautiful touch off.
George Johnson is mid-range elite. He wants to put you on the bounce inside the three-point line.
James, little cat and mouse. How about the foot?
He's just
Six-point game.
He's just a non-stop workhorse. Never stops working.
23 points for Hall. Under 2:30 left in this game. Guard-to-guard screen. James with Johnson defending. James at the elbow. Oh, what a Johnson, Hall, corner three. No good. Mitchell with the rebound. James, the change of pace. James is taking over.
Utah wants to run, so does Cincinnati, but they also play good execution defensively. So we'll see.
This is Jizzle James. Very good assist-to-turnover ratio. Aziz Bandega way out high. He's a low post guy. Don Skillings Jr. off the screen. This is a team that has struggled to score in Big 12 play. Mitchell kicks. That's James. Bangs home a three. That's a good. His first of the season.
He felt insulted. Guy packed it in on him. He says, "Here, take that."
James has top-end speed. Good shot fake and a bucket and a free throw. From distance, he's averaging 15 a game, but just 9 a game in Big 12 play.
Great coaching by Craig Smith. Get a look for him, a screen, a set play. Execution, terrific. Bucket use.
Jizzle James against Manson. Crossover, rises. Oh, that's nice.
Transfer from Rice.
Utah has made 8 of their last 9 shots in a 6-point lead in a game that's been tight from the very start. Mitchell feeds Jizzle. That's a three. Jizzle James.
Covering. Good pressure by the Bearcats. Uh-oh.
Finally, they stop him. That was a terrific block. I think it was Skillings.
Yep.
Assar turned away at the rim. Transition three. And the lead is stretched to 6 now.
Great pass by Dawes. Utah does a great job, Rich, of moving without the basketball. Backdoor cuts.
The speedy guards are in. Jizzle James and Day Thomas. This is James.
You see, Jizzle James, be aggressive now.
There he goes. Jizzle James. First bucket.
How about that burst to the basket? But then Aziz Bandego can't clear it up. Dylan Mitchell has it. Jizzle James, a pull-up jumper.
He loved
for BYU. Here he is. Missed the leaner. Arrington Page the rebound. Inside 10-15 to go. And the baseline.
That's all.
Jersey hangs in the rafters here at the Marriott Center. As Yegor Demon now in double digits with 10. 8 straight for BYU and a 24-point lead. And the pull-up jumper for Jizzle James.
139th in the country in three-point percentage, 14th in the conference. Skillings with the rebound on the other end after Williams misses the three. Now Jizzle James, he's been struggling a bit offensively. We're hoping that some guys would take a leap this year. Hasn't quite panned out, at least in conference play, but coach has said, listen, we had 2 bad weeks. We're not willing to throw in the towel yet. They come in here tonight with wins against Colorado and Arizona State, and a chance for a quad 1 home win here today against Texas Tech. Jizzle James searching for his shot. He finds a turnaround. Previously in conference play, undefeated Arizona team. Williams just lost the handle. Another turnover on Texas Tech, their 4th. 2 turnovers in a row by Williams, which is surprising. And then on the attack. And Coach McCaslin telling us not only is he been up offensively, but one of the better perimeter defenders that the Red Raiders have.
Well, their game plan is make Cincinnati take tough twos. So far, the game has been successful for Texas Tech, but Cincinnati hasn't forced the issue. Their shot selection has been very good.
James got off to a hot start early. 6 points for the Bearcats, looking for more on the baseline. Pump fake to defender and found the mid-range jumper.
Cincinnati's effort was pretty good on the glass and did a good job blocking out, but sometimes the tips don't go your way, and Texas Tech stayed with it.
Anderson's got 13 points now for Texas Tech. 1 minute to go here in the opening half. It's been a good one. Jizzle James, a three-pointer, because the shot clock did not reset properly. Set at 27 seconds now. Just over 16 minutes to go here in regulation. So Bearcats will run on a half-court offense. Here's Jizzle James spinning, fading away. Another bucket for Jizzle James.
They've got to find a way to get him loose a little bit. He's trying to do it off the dribble. They probably need a little bit more motion, maybe get him on a pin-down screen or a dribble handoff out on the perimeter.
Sixth foul on Texas Tech. Cincinnati will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Jizzle James. Good defense by the freshman Christian Anderson, but
you can see they're free and they're confident and unselfish.
Williams threw it away. Lukosius up ahead. Jizzle James, the slam.
He does a nice job of getting to the free throw line and putting the opposing team in the bonus, but he's been unsuccessful.
Loose on the deck, taken away by the Bearcats. Jizzle James trying to show the shake on Mason. Contested, fought away. Got it. Ali shovel. Mason off the fake. Hangs. Misses. Rattles out.
And both guys got caught in the air a little bit.
James right at Jihad. Coast.
One of the things that Arizona State was successful is when they slowed the game down and got quality, efficient shots. Ball went to Freeman at the free throw line. Posting up Jihad early in the game was very unsuccessful. So we'll see what's their point of attack. I would definitely get the ball to Freeman in the middle of the floor.
Jizzle James. Foul went on Mitchell as his second. It's a rare time that Arizona State can apply pressure.
Yep, and that's that 1-2-1-1 press. Here's a 2-on-1 at the basket.
James explodes right at Quaintance. No idea who he was. Had to find out after the call. Lukosius fall away, in and out. Kick corner, Skilling screaming for it on high.
Now you got this court wide open.
James mid-range, having himself a day.
About his game Skilling.
Wes Miller told us at shoot around today, one of the strangest parts has been that it's not just been one or two guys struggling offensively, it's been the whole team, and he said this is a confident group, so that's a little bit odd for him to see from this group.
Yeah, and they missed some easy shots against Kansas on Saturday, layups.
Jizzle James, step back, three goes.
They need the free throws to set up our press and up tempo.
Arrington Page saves it. It was an air ball, so no reset of the shot clock.
Well, how good has Arrington Page been? The Bearcats here in the first half making hustle plays.
Travis counting down the shot clock as Jizzle James.
The paint speaks to the physicality we talked about off the top, Chris. Lukosius from deep. Around and out. Bendego with the offensive board again. Jizzle James from the mid corner. Knocks it down. At the controls. Dribbles in front of his head coach, Scott Drew. Ojan Muna has it taken away. Jizzle James. 44-inch vertical.
James hunting his own shot.
That's what Mitchell does. And that's not a good shot by James.
Again, James. And this time it's good.
That's a problem with a freshman out there, Betsy, because there's a great back cut with lots of space for Basar to find Bryant.
A new season high for the freshman Carter Bryant. He is 14.
Got to shoot that.
James. Now Mitchell checking Lewis. He rises up, can't knock it down, one and done for the Cats.
Another good defensive play by Dylan Mitchell.
James.
Tempo up and down both teams so far. Hawson and Day Thomas, guys. A
Up and down tempo is not something that Cincinnati has played so far this season, but they are starting.
Moby, Ike, Garuka. Tough in the lane, and Aziz Bandego doing everything defensively.
What a save.
And Jizzle James saves it. Pushes off, no whistle, and James.
More when Hawkins is isolated on a smaller guard in the post. That was too easy. Great patience and pace from Hawkins in the post.
Daring Mitchell to shoot, he declines. Instead, it's James. Free throw line, Jay.
Won't get any credit individually in the box score for that, but he altered a shot. He forced a difficult kick-out pass. Tough catch for Hassan. Bandego gets a lot of credit for that possession.
And Hassan is now 0 for 4 from 3. Jizzle James, sophomore, perfect. And rebound gives him a double-double. Poked away. James, no fear.
Have to go out. When you're a guy that's on a Power 4 program and you're looking at the conference, you're looking at all the teams you're going to play, it's awesome. When you're a guy from a mid-major, you're looking at all your non-conference games and you're playing the best of the best because you have to play those games to get money for your program. So it's enticing as a coach when you're recruiting.
James gets the bounce.
Just keeps bouncing down lower and lower and lower, and all of a sudden just back reading into the pocket right there. They're not letting Simas Lukosius get any looks.
Here's Frederick outside now to James. Yes.
Be amazing.
It seems like a tall mountain to climb, but they've gotten this within 12 early in this second half. Into a 2-3 zone here on the defensive end. Perhaps trying to avoid picking up some fouls. James knocks in the 3.
6 minutes gone by here. Down low is Lukosius. Follows his own shot. Another offensive rebound for the Bearcats. He'll bring it out. Page for James. Got a good look for 3, and he drains it.
Again, could have been a foul. Waved off.
Can't review it right now.
With the ball.
With over 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Shot clock winding down, pulling up. James drains it. 9, and with authority here, coach has scored the first couple baskets for the Flyers.
Serious minutes at Ohio State. 2-time captain at Ohio State. Leadership. That was a leadership bucket.
Here's James for 3. It's good for Cincinnati. Zed Key posting up. Couldn't get it. Cheeks for 3. That's no good. What's on? Couldn't track down the offensive board.
One of the things coaches start to look at is how many points is this going to take to win the game? How do we get there? So if we say it's a 65-point game.
Well, a big time for those tonight. That one off the mark. Quickly, Bennett racing into the front court. No, Key had his hand on it. And it's going to be Tay-Tay Thomas here for Cincinnati. Mitchell. Double team came from the baseline. He finds Bandego, and now out to the corner. Jizzle James a 3. It's good.
To overtime. It was close down the stretch. Cincinnati eventually pulled away and won it in the extra frame. And now the return matchup in Cincinnati, and the Bearcats control first. Howard has lost 3 in a row. Cincinnati coming off their first loss of the season on Tuesday. And right to the cup, Jizzle James.
When it's all said and done.
Blake Harper putting the 2 small hands down there on the Cincinnati defense. Harper's had an excellent start to his career. And what a story he is. A guy that didn't even start on his high school team. James rattles in a 3 from the corner. Nowhere to go for Strong. 5 to shoot. And he threw it away. 3-on-1 for Cincinnati, led by James.
Dylan was calling.
On the opening tip against Aziz Bandego underway.
Alex fouls right now. The Cats go a little horn set, little staggered double.
Jizzle James, their star sophomore point guard. He's been fun to watch in the early going here.
Bouncing to ecstasy right here. It doesn't settle for that deep one, though.
Here is James down the lane, and he scores.
And that's one of the key.
Double figures, Brickus. Kyle Neptune has called him the quintessential point guard. And they know a thing or two about that here.
Yeah, West runs a lot of nice action to get guys free on the box and countered wisely by Villanova.
Really good defense here from the Cats with his possession. James dealing with Dixon. That's smooth.
I have a feel drill.
He pops and hits. Villanova, they can score a bit more than they have in the last couple years. James knocks one down.
On the floor, they got a turnover right away.
Dix just bullying his way down the lane, swirls out, and a rebound for Mitchell.
Well, he is putting some effort into his play.
James.
Loose the ward off.
Dixon into double figures. Led Villanova in scoring all 7 games he's played this year.
Villanova's done a nice job closing out on shooters, too. Just nice help there. A little late, maybe.
Even further.
Poplar good getting into the lane. What a good pass there, though.
Through the wickets of Kawachi. Here's Lukochis, just 3 points in the first half. Bandego against Dixon. Tried the drop step.
Really
back out.
Nice D, though. Took away that shoulder, the left shoulder on him. Forced him deep.
Around the horn to James. He'll spot up and hit.
Lukochis with the lead.
Brenton Page, sophomore.
Nice rebound.
Lukochis. And he's walled up. Lukochis' second effort. Couldn't get that to go either, but a nice tap out. Saves the possession. James, a great
big time drill.
Extra feed, Poplar. And that should be the icing on the cake.
Impressive. Find out a lot about yourself when things aren't going well. And Kyle, who's been through it a little bit.
There's Madlock taking it inside. Now the step back. Leaves it short. A rebound to Bandego.
I love the early advancement, how they try to get that ball up, make you honest defensively in transition. You disrupt the chain of the defense.
At the season high, 18 points in the loss against Akron last time out. Offensive board, Bandego out to Jizzle James for 3.
The wheels just fell off in the Elite Eight. We beat them by 31 in that game, but that wasn't indicative of the team that they had. They had a really, really good team, really talented team, and he was tough for that squad.
Down to Kelsey Conway.
Yeah, hey, Anthony, I just had a chance to listen in to Alabama State's timeout, and Coach Maddox kept saying the same thing. Watch what happens if we get it under 10.
Bandego will take it himself. Good pass by Matt. And a spot up 3 for Simpson is short. James beats everybody to the spot. 4-on-1, led by James for the lay-in.
Yeah, we're not.
With 5 to shoot for Cincinnati. Off a couple of screens, now the spin, Griffith. And the follow for Bandego won't go down. Fresh 20. James, reverse, got it.
Check would just take that right up. Don't drop it down and even give him a chance. But he's a strong young man, puts it up and in.
Had 7 points and 11 rebounds against Georgia a week ago. Hickman smothered by McCollum. Cincinnati has an offense. As that shot drops for James, they're shooting. Nate George pulls the trigger from deep. Now Mitchell runs the floor. Georgia Tech just 1 of 5 from three-point range. Jizzle James moving between the tackles, if you will. He hits it. His father
goes towards the rim. Play that bounce pass off the pick and roll, rather than just sending it straight into the paint.
Jizzle James around the corner and spins it in. Banging, and Powell winning out.
Great job by Powell. Takes on the big man in Mitchell. Wins the one-on-one battle.
And Duncan Powell now has 7 points. Providing a spark off the bench for Georgia Tech. Still a 15-point lead for Cincinnati. James That one drops. Powell to George, who bobbles the pass, and it won't go. And it's saved to Lukosius by Dylan Mitchell.
Mr. Do-It-All for Cincinnati today. Like you said, he's one board away from a double-double and then tossing it in there.
Yeah, they're going to give him credit for a rebound there. And
Well,
there's
now he's got the
James.
double-double.
Exactly. There's a three falling for him. And for the Yellow Jackets, you're just trying to find some momentum going into this week.
I totally agree. And with Georgia Tech, we talked about what happened against Georgia. 19 points first half, and then you put up 15 the second half. What I'd imagine Coach Stoudemire is going to look at after this is just trying to put a full 40 minutes together for the Yellow Jackets.
So I think there are a few things they can work on. Another turnover there early. Here comes James, and down it goes.
Bearcats team ending in a 30-second violation.
So far, it's been a scrappy start for both teams, diving on the floor, extra possessions, James hopping through, and the lay-in. We'll see more of that in the second half.
Well, it's a little bit more like an AAU team where you got great talent, you give them some structure, and you let them go out there and you let them win the game. You don't overcoach it.
He calls it controlled freedom. Play with pace and in space. It's Cincinnati that starts out with the possession and a good move.
Oh,
Searles.
Come on.
Couldn't get it to go. Everything but the shot make there for Jalen Searles. James fumbled the pass at first. Still plenty of time. 20 to shoot for Cincinnati. James. The crafty. You have to worry about me finishing all the fruit on my plate there.
You sop it up with a biscuit,
You
too?
never have to worry about that. I'll return the plate cleaner than when they brought it out.
Oh, the back down by Jizzle.
He's got his whole bag working tonight. Thank you, Kelsey. Well, Wes Miller has proven to be a very good head coach. He achieved win number 250 of his career in the most recent Bearcats win against Morehead State. Tavon Sadler learned a lot from him. Learned how to be a player's coach. Put the players ahead of himself. It's never about the head coach. It's all about the players. Might not go Nichols' way tonight. Down by 32 against Cincinnati. But a very bright young coach is James Rattle.
Out there by both teams. Tried to finger roll over Hickman. Couldn't get it. Got to get that ball out fast so he can fast break and run.
Nice job of Nichols getting back, but James left open. He's been so good with that one-handed push.
Beautiful. Oh, my goodness, George Gervin.
They're really throwing it back with that one.
One thing he could do is finger roll.
James off the glass.
In the basement, so he worked on 1,000 shots a day mid-range.
Not that time for Wes. Lukosius has the board. 19 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists for the man with the basketball, Simas Lukosius. Kick out, James. That's a three.
So he can start.
All right? Like every 3 or 4 words that he said, that's one of his favorite non-basketball coaches to look up to.
Probably practiced in the mirror a lot.
Is that very distinct? Aight. It's not a true all right. It's aight. Good move, James. That was aight. How about that?
Single screen there.
Here's Marshall. Stopped on a dime, but Lukosius did with him. There's another rebound for Bandago. It's a 3, and it's good for James. And he banked it in. Open on a Friday night.
Online banking, brother. Get that credit card out. Oh, Jizzle, behind the back.
Keeps it himself. He's starting to heat up here late. Miles too short, and 2 Bearcats go for the rebound. Mitchell came away with it. Still +2 on the glass for Morehead State tonight. Floater for James, that goes down again. He's putting together triple of the game.
He looked at Jizzle and had a little something to say as he backed up. It's like, okay, you're not just going to keep giving me buckets without me retaliating.
There's Rayvon Griffith back into the game for the first time this half. James has the answer. Here's White. Good cut inside, couldn't bank it in. Lukosius, the drive-by. James trying to add to his run.
Oh, my. Come on.
Wow, he's having a special second half. And realizing how important Lewis is, he's going to keep him out there with the 2 fouls.
Tipped.
Had a good contest on that 3 from Lukosius, but Jizzle James
from the wing position.
That's really where Reed comes in, that toughness in the defense. They don't need him to score a ton with so many options. But that defense, he came into games late last year as that defender late in contests. Long 2 for Joe. 13 seconds to go in the first half. Vuga got caught in the air and a wild shot.
Dan Skilling's doing his Spider-Man impersonation.
5 seconds to go. Cincinnati will try for one last shot. Jizzle James. You bet. Right at Dennis Osoro, who's a Columbus, Ohio native, so getting a little bit closer to home. James wide open, everything.
Coach Bozeman will cut this up. Show all the good things that are happening to the team. Look at the Bandago on the floor. Oh!
I don't know how that stayed in bounds. And I don't know how Cincinnati got it, but they did. And James